Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for a massive match in the women's Hong Kong Sevens competition. A historic one so far, with it being the first that we have seen in Hong Kong for the ladies. But looking through New Zealand versus Fiji, always an entertaining game. And the two lineups looking very impressive. A little bit of rain falling in Hong Kong at the moment, so that may play factor to a bit more slipperiness while they are out there on the park. New Zealand's lineup, though, will be Seta Hirini, Stacey Waka-Flula, Georgia Miller, Michaela Blyde, Kelly Brazier, Tyler Nathan Wong, and Sheree Kaka. These ladies are moving like a well-oiled machine at the moment, always getting themselves the victories. They've had 4 in a row, winning 50 points to nil, 43 points to nil, 46 points to nil, and then they've versed the Canadians again, 43. Sorry, I don't know what that accent was. 45 points to 14. Then for the Fijians, they have just lost one game that was up against the USA, but beating the Irish women's side set them up for a great tournament. Nagasao, Riwai, Deliwal, we'll try that again. Naimasi, Kavuru, Alunisao, and also Oro. Nyoro, I think it would end up being for the pronunciation, but now we are ready to go. Is this the final? It is the semi-final between the two sides. Australia have confirmed their spot in the final for the ladies. So now we just find out who will be versing them in the next matchup. Let's go Aotearoa. Or let's go New Zealand, says Aotearoa, mate. And also, hi, Hamish, says Brandon. It's going to be kicked off by the Fijians. Just goes the 10 metres. Nicely taken there by Sheree Kaka. New Zealand, like we've seen already, they've scored a huge amount of points throughout this competition so far. Georgia Miller now steps off her left boot, goes through, offload to Brazier. Referee has to duck out of the way. Now Hirini with the bounce pass off the Sheree Kaka again. Inside ball to Michaela Blyde. Good tackle made by Fiji. I believe that would have been Kavuru. Was able to make that one. Now back across to the left. The Kiwis, they'll be looking get as many early tries as they can because they know that if they keep Fiji in this matchup, it's going to be extremely hard to stop them. That's a 4 pass from New Zealand. Early mistake. And now it is going to be Fiji. They've got themselves the scrum. And thanks, November Mum, says Stephen. And also good luck to both ladies, or the Fijians and New Zealand, and winner of this face Australia. They certainly do. And that's going to be an entertaining game. We have seen New Zealand versus Australia be the final so often so far this year in the women's sevens, but Fiji getting that win over Ireland, like I mentioned, it just gave them that little bit more confidence. And I think that's going to help them out drastically here in this game up against New Zealand. It is just really absorbing New Zealand's early pressure, and then from there, being able to create your own individual opportunities, which we know the Fijiana women's side have more than enough capabilities of being able to do. All about to be fed in for their scrum 1 minute through this match at the moment. Should mention the two men's semi-finals are just around the corner on the channel, so be sure if you are new, hit subscribe button. Also leave a like on the streams. Going to be passed back across for Fiji. First receiver now almost able to go through there. Nagasao. Now another step. Kavuru looked for the offload. It was risky. Georgia Miller picks it up for New Zealand now, and that is something Fiji cannot afford to do. Give up the possession early. Now Sheree Kaka gets the ball on the halfway line at the moment for the Black Ferns Sevens ball on the outside to Michaela Blyde. Now she's going to have the space, and this will be the first try of the match for New Zealand. Michaela Blyde scores it right between the posts, so that will be a nice, easy kick there as well. Why has Rugby been commentating and not playing? Why is Ruby been commentating and not playing? Is she injured? Not sure. But yeah, she has been doing the commentary. She did it for Super Rugby Aupiki as well. So I assume she's either injured or retired. I'm not too sure which one it is, though, for her. The Pocket Rocket says Nov Mum and Go Fiji, go from Tanzania with love, says Joshua. And there as well, of course, the Flying Fiji and the men's side. They're going to be playing up against Great Britain in their match just around the corner. I believe that is a 9:52 p.m. kickoff. So be sure to stick around for that contest as well. But it is a good try from Michaela Blyde. Tyler Nathan Wong kicks it over the posts. The New Zealanders, the score of 7-0. Currently, Maddie Levi leading the series try with 47. Michaela Blyde hot on her tail with 42. Doing anything tomorrow, says Brandon. I have got work tomorrow for a majority of the day. I don't think there's too many live streams, though, that are taking place throughout Monday, other than I guess you could call the final part of Monday here in New Zealand time, as it is happening just after 12 But yeah, other than that, I don't think we've got too much going on in terms of the world of sport. Now, Michaela Blyde tries to find the pass on the outside, doesn't quite find the hands of Tyler Nathan Wong. And come on, Fijiana says Viniana there. New Zealand are undefeated in 19 all-time World Series matches against Fiji, 18 wins, 1 drawn. So never in the history of sevens for the women have Fiji been victorious over New Zealand. But if there was ever a time to do it, to be honest, if there was ever a time to do it, it would be a final rather than the semi-final, just because then it would be pretty awesome. See the Fijiana women's side walk away with that victory. That's going to be a loose ball. Hirini able to slot it or swat it back for New Zealand. Sheree Kaka has to jump on that ball. Fiji doing well, getting it back now. A little bit of hustle there in the breakdown now, going off to the left-hand side through the hands, just going over the top. They've said it's gone backwards. So will now be picked back up from Noro. One of the new names in this Fijiana women's side, Brazier, trying to create the rolling maul. It has gone down, though. Fiji now with Kavuru. Deciding where to go. Ripi Lunasa, we haven't seen her a huge amount throughout this match, but she did just have the ball briefly. Now Kavuru has another run. Tyler Nathan Wong over the ball, though, for New Zealand. 2.5 minutes remaining. Hirini now with the big fend bumping off Alpaki's captain for the Hurricanes. She has done very well. Like a few extra meters. That's going to be the penalty for going over the top. Michaela Blythe is pretty, but she has a boyfriend, I believe. What a shame. Says Stephen there. And what time is GB versus Fiji? It sits up for New Zealand. Our wide Stacey Wakaflula gets the second try of the match for New Zealand now. But yeah, that game will be at 9:52. Or sorry, 7:52 p.m. New Zealand time. So that is going to be 40 minutes time before we get to see the semi-final between Fiji and Great Britain in the men's Hong Kong Sevens. And the lucky guy is Aiden Ross, says Blues Nate. Prop for the Chiefs. I believe he is still at the Chiefs. That kind of makes sense because Aiden Ross, I believe, if I'm not wrong, does play for Bay of Plenty in the Bunnings NBC. And he would be in the same team as Liam Blythe, which is Michaela Blythe's brother. So that might make a little bit of sense of how it's all tied in there, possibly. Now 100 seconds remaining on the clock for the first half. Tournament try so far. Stacey Waka has moved up to 6. Charlotte Caslick sitting there on 8, ahead of everyone else. Still time to go. And congrats to Aiden, says Stephen there. Tyler Nathan Wong kicks it off again for New Zealand. Fiji find themselves down by 12 here. Another handling error, but it has gone backwards. They do play on wide, cut out pass, risky now for Fijiana. Hits the post, bounces back out. Looking scrappy, but now another drop ball. It's just too much pressure from New Zealand. It was knocked on by Waka Flula. This referee, in the nicest way possible, reminds me of Handsome Squidward out of SpongeBob. If you know, you know, I guess. Aotearoa, says T, and yep, that's the one, Amish, says Nate there. I feel like I kind of pieced together a puzzle there, didn't I, in terms of how it all is connected. 40 seconds left. Fiji have just made the cup final twice before, most recently in Dubai 2022. That is another stat that they have put up. Now through the gap, Sheree Kaka just dragged down, back to her feet. Now instead of Hirini, ball available at the back, going to the right-hand side. Georgia Miller, good step, finds the offload again. And that is the big difference between New Zealand and Fiji so far throughout this match. New Zealand's offloads have stuck, whereas the Fijian offloads do seem to be a little bit loose. They do end up going to ground before finding the hands. Michaela Blythe offload to Sheree Kaka. That is going to be knocked backwards. Now Fiji able to grab it. Nice pass. Finds another offload. Going to be dragged down by Kelly Brazier. Another offload. Kavuru now in a foot race with Michaela Blythe. She's going to be caught before she even gets to 30 meters out. Blythe back to her feet. Over the ball. Wins the penalty for the Black Ferns again. I predicted the New Zealand versus Oz final. Does seem that way, doesn't it? Seem to be always the way it ends up setting up. We are losing in the round, and the penalty goes the way of New Zealand. Should be into the next game that we are covering. Will be the matchup taking place between the New Zealanders and France. Actually going to be that next game. I believe, I'm just going to have a quick look at the time. It starts at 7:29 p.m. New Zealand time. So 14 minutes. New Zealand are on a 28 win streak. They hold the record with 37 wins, so they are slowly closing down on that. That's going to be an advantage for a high tackle, but instead Georgia Miller just runs straight through her, and she might be able to get herself another try here. Almost caught, not quite in the end, and that will be the try for Georgia Miller, just managing to outpace the Fijiana number 17, Nyoro. Good tackle by Michaela. Says no, mum, definitely right. She managed to cut her off so early, which I think is the big difference. With that extra bit of speed, you get close. Why do Rugby Sevens do payoff a final and booze final? Why just do the bronze final? Why not just do the final? Okay, so I've realized what you mean there. So pretty much the reason that they have playoff finals for fifth, for seventh, for ninth, and everything, it's all to do with the World Rugby Sevens rankings, you see. So New Zealand sitting at the top of the series at the moment with 120 for the men anyway. I believe for the women, New Zealand and Australia are the two horses leading that race. But the reason they have to do it is for one, Olympic qualifying, and also for the relegation and promotion zone. Well, mainly relegation. Someone who's at the lowest normally goes down, and a new side make their way back up. So that is why every point is important, and that is why they have to have those other games to determine the difference between certain teams throughout a competition. Hopefully that made sense. All-time single season tries. Maddie Levi sitting on 47, trying to catch up with Portia Woodman, who managed to get herself 52 in one season. And there are still, if the woman still got one more leg, a moment we'll go like this. I believe they do. The women's series for their calendar. Go here. They do not play in Singapore. They do have to lose in 39 days. That is the last leg of the women's seven. So as long as Maddie Levi is not injured throughout that competition, more than likely she will take over that record of Portia Woodman, Whitcliffe. And also, no, he's not. There's Bad Zealand Warriors scored 26 points to 16 of the Olympic gold medals. Is what Fiji and New Zealand now aim for. And yeah, we're not too far away. 2024, when the Olympics will be taking place. New Zealand currently with a 19 points to nil lead. France versus New Zealand in the Men's Cup semi-final. That will be kicking off in 11 minutes' time. It's quite a quick transition between this one and the next one, but we will be covering that game as well. Hit that like button, says Darren. Yeah, anyone who is new, sure to leave a like and subscribe. Tyler Nathan Wong to get us back underway for New Zealand. Comes Nathan Wong. Kicks the ball high on the far side of the field. Not quite taken cleanly by Stacey Wakaflula. Maybe had a couple Fijian arms in her face before she was able to see that ball. Going to be a knock on, though, going back for the original advantage. New Zealand sevens and tens representative. Do they still do the tens? They probably do at the lower levels, but I don't think they have international tens anymore. Olympic comeback, feel like 1 year ago, have the Olympics, says Brandon. Yeah, and that was just due to all the delays that they have for Tokyo. I believe we had it in 2021, didn't we? In the end. Now, passing wide, Fiji losing that ball backwards again, slapping it back. It's going to be a nice offload from, I believe it was Anna Marie Naimasi, gives it off to Ripia Lunisau, tackled by Kelly Brazier. She has got the knee down. I believe this will become a maul, and New Zealand will get themselves the scrum. Well done, NZ. Here's David, the mod. So more than likely, once again, we will see a New Zealand versus Australia final for the women's sevens. Michaela Blyde has already scored herself one try in this match, perhaps looking for another just around the corner. I would hit the like button if I could find it on the screen, but I'm old and I'm afraid. Says Stephen. That is fair enough, Stephen. Are you on a computer or are you on a phone, Stephen? Out of curiosity, close to the corner, Michaela Blythe throws the ball, keeps it in the field of play up until it got the awkward bounce. Now it will be the Fijian line out, 7 meters out from their line. Rugby Sevens will play in the Olympic. It means they have to wake up in the middle of the night. You too, Hamish, says Brandon. That is true. Although by that stage, I guess I'm kind of used to waking up in the middle of the night. The Rugby World Cup for the Union will be great practice for that. It'll be interesting, though, doing those games midweek alongside possibly working. Going to be doing 17, 18-hour days type thing with work and rugby, but should be a lot of fun. Come on, Fijiana. There's Blues, Nate. Ball's going to be thrown instead of hit, and he takes it nicely now, getting close to the try line here for New Zealand. Georgia Miller goes across to Tyler Nathan Wong. Now Kelly Brazier on the outside. Now good hands from the New Zealanders. Felix Hotham, ball on the outside of Portia Woodman-Wycliffe, and she will get another try. First touch of the day. I'm using a smartphone. Yeah, to be fair, smartphones are a little bit weird to be able to leave a like. If you got it, if you're watching sideways, I've learned that if you start at the slightly bottom of the screen and flick up, then it will come up with the menu and it should have a little thumbs up button. Fun fact, Stephen, but it's risky. You don't want to end up accidentally ending up watching like turtles mating or something. That's the way YouTube works, isn't it? They just end up throwing a whole heap of random videos at you up until you get into that rabbit hole. I've seen those clips of people who are like, I went to bed watching something and then you woke up watching something completely different because it just auto plays. And not good for you, Hamish. There's Brandon. No, it'll be all right. We don't mind. Portia Woodman-Wycliffe ahead for the all-time tries. She's got a bit of a lead over Michaela Blyde. But yeah, one more season on from Blyde, then Wycliffe. Could be a different story. Just going the 10 metres. Fiji able to take it, but it's another knock-on, unfortunately. Not quite getting the rub of the green at the moment. This Fijiana side. Portia Woodman-Wycliffe, though. Definitely a talented player. New Zealand will be able to use her in the final. They seem to use her more as the come off the bench role. And Eve Hamish, how's the sisters doing? They're doing not too badly. 24 points to nil. In every one of their games, they have scored more than 40 points. Fijiana making it a little bit more challenging for them, even though the scoreboard does look like it says otherwise. New Zealand have been taking their opportunities when they do arise now. Felix Hotham goes across. Going to be another knock-on from Stacey Wakaflula. Ball now into the hands of Bessie. Going down the wing. Brazier shuts her down. Inside ball. Hotham just manages to get that tackle. Kavuru drops it. It's going to be knocked on. Kelly Brazier now gets it back for New Zealand. Back across here. Big fend. Saili goes across to Setahirni. Now another pass to Woodman-Wycliffe, I should say. Another step going through, making it look easy. Portia Woodman-Wycliffe, she will get herself another try. And this feels like 9 p.m. Thanks to daylight savings, says Brandon, and go New Zealand, go. Says Walter. To be honest, if someone asked me what the time is after daylight saving, I would have no idea. Like, I only know the time because of the schedules of our live streams, but I think we slept for like 4 hours. Have the sisters lost a game lately? No. They are on a 28-match winning streak, looking to make a historic run. They need 10 more wins in a row, or 2 more series, I guess you could say. 2 more legs of the series, and they will make a little bit of history for themselves. Just going down to look at that Rugby World Cup. We've got a Pacific Force series that has taken place in only 87 days. Rugby World Cup, 158 days away, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting close. Yeah, the games are on at 7 a.m., 1:30 a.m., 4 a.m. During the week, they're not as hectic, I don't think. Like, it's Monday, and then it's actually pretty good, to be honest. Like, I thought that there were a couple more games that were taking place midweek, but it seems to be all of the games take place from Fridays and Thursdays in the morning, for some exceptions. Thursday to Monday. That's actually quite perfect. And 26-22, Warriors just scored again. Kick to come, says Benson. So they're getting closer. Penalty goes the way of Fijiana. Can they score themselves a try in this match? Going off to the right-hand side now. Nice step. Almost through for Kavuru. Offload from Bessie. Goes back now out wide. Anna Marie Naimasi. Close to the touchline. Puts the ball down. New Zealand all over them at the moment, including Stacey. Or in fact, no, it wasn't Stacey Wakaflula. Instead, it was Manaya Nuku. Now, nice step again from Anna Maria Naimasi. Hospital pass, drop ball, just that pressure on Fiji that New Zealand are creating makes them make little mistakes. We'll be going back for another scrum. Like I mentioned, New Zealand in all of their games up to this point have scored 40 or more points. They have kept a couple of their opposition scoreless. In fact, all of their pool stage games, no one was able to score a try against them. It turns, as All Blacks play in July, says Brandon. Yeah, we have got the Rugby Championship only sitting 97 days away, which is getting relatively close. First game, New Zealand versus Argentina for the Kiwis, and then South Africa play Australia a little bit before that, but it's only a 3-match series. New Zealand play South Africa on New Zealand soil this time. I know I was stuck on 2 a.m. 2 hours this morning, waiting 3 a.m. 2 hours. Well, I'm buggered if I can find that like button, even with the phone turned sideways. Sorry, Irish says 10 minutes, no worries. You watching more than enough. You're commenting. I don't really know how YouTube works in terms of the algorithm or anything like that, which I probably should since I do a lot of it. But you just watching, I'm sure, is helping something in the world of the interwebs. Now, Stacey Wakaflula breaks to a tackle, offload on the inside now. Big shot there coming in on Nuku. Almost, that's got to be Fiji's ball, doesn't it? Yes, it is. I've got the chance now to break the line. It's going to be a foot race. Has she got enough? She pins her ears back. It will be the first try. And maybe, or is it? Almost going to be caught by Pori Lane, dragged down just short of the line. But then she still has the momentum to go over. She's smiling ear to ear. No, she got close, but Anna Maria Naimasi does score the lone try for the Fijians at 7:26 p.m. New Zealand time. Amy says Spider Mick. It is indeed. And on my phone, I have to turn off the live chat to find the like button. Oh, okay. I feel like, yeah, that's the thing. I hardly use YouTube on my phone, so I guess I'm a little bit unfamiliar with how it works, which once again, I probably should know because I supposedly do YouTube. And also, we have got there, come on, Fijiana, says Viniana there. That will be the end of the game. End score 31 points to 5. We will now be transferring over to our next live stream, though, which will be New Zealand and the men's side of things taking on the French. Should be an exciting contest, and it is only a couple minutes away. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Got plenty more sevens coming up in the near future, including next week for Singapore. Be sure to stick around, and I will see you all